Supercell's newest game, Moco, has launched yesterday, and I'm here to give you the best tips to help you boost your progression. I have been grinding the game hard, okay? Not just since it has been launched, but also in some exclusive beta tests where I reached max level and even went beyond that. So, I've got some good advice to share here. Now, if you have missed the chance to get access to play Moco, I recommend following Moco's social channels in hopes to get some more invites. If they give me any invite codes, I'll be sharing them in some of my videos, so make sure you guys subscribe for that. Let's get back to the tips. Now, before I share my basic progression tips, I need to explain the basics of progression to anybody who has just joined or who have not started playing yet. There are two sides of progression, okay? First of all, you got gear health, but more important is your hunter XP level. Almost everything is locked behind this XP level. With every level upgrade, you get an increase to your maximum health as well as the maximum gear level that you can have. And as you can see right here, increasing your XP will also give you access to new worlds to farm, as well as access to 4-player dungeons called Rifts and solo challenges called Dojo and PvP called Versus. Certain weapons and abilities are also locked behind your XP. So a lot of the tips in this video are geared towards getting you as much XP as possible, as quickly as possible, or as efficiently as possible. Now, the second key aspect of progression is your gear power. And the power of your gear is going to get upgraded as you get chaos cores while you're fighting and hunting monsters, okay? Chaos cores are going to randomly select a piece of gear for you to upgrade, and it can even upgrade them more than one level at a time. You can't really try to purposefully farm chaos cores, but generally the harder the monster is to kill, the more likely that they will drop chaos cores. Though I've also had them drop from just like basic mobs as well. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if there's like some hidden like progression XP along the line, and after you kill a certain number of monsters, then you get a chaos core. I don't know if that's the case or not. It feels like that's what the case is. Either way, if you want to upgrade your gear power, the best thing for you to do is just to kill everything you come across. You can choose to upgrade some of your gear with the help of chaos kits, but I'll get more into that later. As you can see, you have to complete daily jobs for them. Now, before I give you my best tips for all of the hardcore sweats out there, we gotta kind of work our way up there, because not everybody's gonna be a hardcore sweat, and most of you shouldn't be. I mean, I'm gonna be, but like, that doesn't mean that you guys gotta be hardcore. So let's work our way up, starting off with the casual player or anybody who wants to, and let's not say casual, okay? They just want to be extremely efficient with their limited game time. And if that's you, I've got great news actually. You can progress really fast with very little game time as long as you do one thing every day. And this is the #1 tip for anybody, but especially important for people who are hyper efficient, right? Every 3 hours, you're going to get daily jobs just like this. That one thing for you to do is to complete your daily jobs, okay? This is the #1 tip for everybody, but it is especially important for anybody who is playing hyper efficiently, like casual players. Anyway, you can see right here, daily jobs, they actually refresh every 3 hours, and every 3 hours you'll get one new daily job, and you can store up to 10 of them. Now, once you have 10 of these daily jobs stored up, you will stop getting new ones. So you want to make sure that you complete them so that you do not miss out on the potential XP that you could get from them. But as long as you're completing them all within 30 hours, then you won't miss out on any of them, because it takes 30 hours for you to reach that cap of 10 of them. Daily jobs are the easiest source of XP in the game, and they are the most efficient way for you to progress if your time is limited. It really only takes like 10 minutes to get them done, maybe 15 minutes if like you have to hunt like a rare monster. But they're really fast, they're really easy, and they're really good for progression. Now, additionally, for every 3 daily jobs that you complete, you will be given a chaos kit. Chaos kits are used to upgrade your weapons. What the heck? Oh, it's just a bunch of passive. Anyway. But instead of upgrades being random, like chaos cores, you get to choose from a few pieces of gear to upgrade. In this case, they happen to all be passive upgrades. Interesting. As you can see, not all of them are actually the same, right? Like this one is increasing from level 12 to 13, as opposed to this one, which is 11 to 13. And this one is 12 to 14. I actually don't know what the best strategy is right now. It might be to just go with whichever gets you the highest one, or whichever item you plan on using the most. It also may be to go with whichever one is weakest. So you could go with whatever you want. In this case, I really like to use Smelly Socks, and it'll be my highest power one. So I want more power, and that's what I'm going for. So sweet. Now, What if you're not casual, but you are a softcore player, right? You've got more than 15 minutes to play every day and you're wanting to progress even faster than the casuals. Well, the second priority after you've done your daily jobs is to play enough every day to get through your 4 times XP multiplier, okay? Every 24 hours, you have a certain amount of XP available to you from hunting monsters or completing events or even by playing PvP, okay? This XP multiplier does not multiply the XP from daily jobs or quests like XP rewards, right? So you can't stack it with those quest rewards. It's just from hunting monsters and also getting XP from like events from saving NPCs and stuff like that. Now this XP multiplier starts out as a 4 times multiplier, but it only lasts for a certain amount of XP. And after you have burned through enough XP, the 4 XP multiplier goes down to a 3 times multiplier. And then it continues. Once you burn through the 3 times multiplier, it goes down to 2 times. And after that, the XP goes down to 1 times, and it's actually just called normal XP. Eventually, if you play enough, you'll just stop earning XP from monsters and events. It's actually really disappointing because you'll kill like a really big monster and you're expecting a big explosion of XP and nothing comes out of them. It's disappointing. It's the game's way of telling you to stop playing. But it takes a long time for you to completely run out of your 4 times, 3 times, 2 times, and normal XP so that you stop getting XP from monsters. I haven't timed myself on how quickly I could burn through it. It could be anywhere between like 6 to 8 hours of gameplay, maybe even more depending on how efficiently you play. But it's a long time, okay? If you're a softcore player, don't even bother with trying to burn through all of your available XP every 24 hours. It's just not worth it. But honestly, it really isn't too bad to burn through your 4 times multiplier if you've got more than like 30 minutes a day. I haven't timed how quickly it can take for you to burn through the 4 times multiplier. I guess maybe like 45 minutes. But if you're smart about how you farm, honestly, it could be even faster than that. Keep in mind though, that I'm saying this like this 4 times XP multiplier like it's a really grindy thing to do. If you are a casual or a softcore player, you probably won't even need to worry that much about your XP multiplier at all. Just focus on completing your daily jobs like this or your quests from Luna or Jax or Ellie or Manny or any of the other ones. Just focus on that and chances are you're gonna have burned through your daily 4 times XP multiplier before you even know it. The game has a way of sucking you in and you just can't stop playing it. It's so fun, even though you said you were only get on for like 2 minutes. That's happened to me a lot. The point is, as long as you do your daily jobs and you burn through your 4 times XP multiplier every day, your progression is going to be as like time efficient as possible. You'll progress with way less time spent than the hardcore sweaty nerds like myself who are going to be grinding it hard. The really big benefit to playing like this with just your daily jobs and the 4 times XP multiplier is that you're probably not going to hit any progression walls like the hardcore players will, like I'm going to, okay? It will take you longer to reach max level than the players who are playing more than you, but you will have a much easier time than them. And honestly, you might even have more fun along the way. And here's why. If you play moco enough, you'll come to a progression wall, like where this account is on the developer build at the moment, okay? Basically, I'm stuck right here. I've got a mission to reach XP level 16, and I'm level 15 with a long ways to go. I do have this quest right here to defeat Double Hop. So I go to Double Hop and I take a look at it, and it looks like my gear power is too low. This is actually, I could do it with this gear power, but before I started recording a while ago, it was a lot lower. The example still stands. There are some situations where you can't complete quests because you don't have the gear to do so. The same actually goes for this quest as well. It's just too hard for my current gear level. This is a progression wall, and there are 2 ways that you can pass this wall. The first is what I recommend casual and softcore players do. Just put the game away and come back for more daily jobs and 4 times XP multipliers. The second way to bypass this progression wall is to pull out that credit card, baby. I'm joking. Actually, that's not going to do anything for you. You can't pay for power or for progress in moco, which is one of the reasons why I love the game so much. Though if you do go into the shop and you want to spend some money on cosmetics, I would really appreciate you going to the content creator boost and entering code Kairos in there before you make the purchase. That would be much appreciated. For real though, the second way for you to pass this progression wall is with projects. Projects are for the players who want to progress even faster and who are willing to really invest their time into the game, either because they are addicted like me or because they have a really healthy work-life balance and just have a lot of extra time. Here are projects. They're basically like quests, but they are really grindy. They take a long time to complete. They're not really meant for most players to sit down and focus on really hardcore because they take a long time. For reference, Here's a daily job, 4,000 XP. It takes so little time to do. Here's 5,000 XP for my next point in my main story quest. Here's 10,000 XP from a Jax mission as well as an Ellie mission, which I'm considering these like special quests. And now we take a look at the XP available from projects. These take a long time and they really don't provide very much XP compared to how long they take to grind, okay? But they do have a few benefits and are critical for progressing as fast as possible if like you're like me and you're addicted. One of the big benefits, in fact, the biggest benefit is the fact that you can work on a lot of them at the same time. So I'm on a map right here and I can take a look at my projects. There are 22 projects available in this area. I mean, it's, you know, based off of the 3 different tiers. And then I also have all these projects that are available for the current gear that I have equipped, which leads me to my next few big tips. Hardcore tip number 1, kill everything. The first project in every world is to hunt several thousand monsters of that world. Not just like these special monsters or whatever. It's like you just hunt every single monster, including the little ones that tend to swarm up. In fact, those ones are some of the most satisfying to take care of, okay? It takes a long time to complete these projects, and it takes even longer if you are focusing on finding just one specific type of monster for a quest or something like that, right? And this is true even before you unlock projects, because you've actually unlocked projects before you unlock them because it counts monsters that you've hunted on the lifetime of your account, even before you created your projects. Hardcore tip number 2, save/protect every NPC that you find. If you see a little shrine dancer, protect him. Make him do his dance. If you see somebody that's trapped inside of a cage, break them free. If you see a little monster that needs to be escorted along the track, whatever it takes, you escort him along the track unless there's a better option, a bigger monster or something. Anyway, the idea is that running around hoping that a certain NPC will spawn can be really annoying for these projects later on, even if you know where their spawn locations are. The good news is though, is that these NPCs tend to give really good amounts of XP themselves, and they spawn monsters. So you get the XP not only from the NPC, but also from the monsters as well. So they're really good for burning through your daily XP multipliers. Hardcore tip number 3, swap your gear loadout. All of your weapons and your gadgets and your passives all have various projects to do with them as well, whether that's healing or dealing just insane amounts of damage. So it's really important for you to swap out your gear, especially if you've completed all of the projects for a specific piece of gear. Eventually, you're going to want to complete all the projects for all of your gear. That will take time, and it's going to come down to you having this really awkward build where you have a bunch of gear that you hate and all the abilities suck and whatever, but eventually you want to have them all done so that you can then go back to playing all of the gear that you want to use. Hardcore tip number 4, do the easiest projects first. Not all of your projects are equal. You notice this very top one, this is 3 out of 3. And if I scroll down here, this one at the top of Cave Spirits is 1 out of 3. For the most part, projects have 3 tiers of difficulty. The higher the tier, the less rewarding they are for your time. Higher tiers do give you more XP than lower tiers, but the time that it takes to complete them scales up a lot. So they're actually less efficient to complete compared to lower tier projects. So my recommendation is to do all of the first tier projects, starting with the lower leveled worlds and then working your way up to the higher leveled worlds. Once you're done with the first tier of all of them, then you move up to the second tier. And then once you're done with the second tier of all of them, then you move up to the third tier of all of them. Doing projects in lower leveled worlds is preferred because you can kill monsters a lot faster than you can in higher worlds where the monsters are much stronger compared to your current gear level. Now, when it comes to weapon projects or other projects for your gear, I recommend a very similar strategy by getting all of the lower tier projects done first before focusing on your higher ones. But you could also just focus on whichever gear you have strongest at the time as well. That works just as fine as well. It really kind of depends on like player preference. One thing I really like to do is up at the very top, you see it says sort by category. I like to tap on that and sort by completion as well, and just focus on whatever project is next, because this is going to be your easiest way for you to get that XP to reach the next levels of stuff. And getting that XP is going to help you reach your next level, which is going to help you complete other missions and do the storyline and stuff like that. Like, projects are there to help you pass those walls, and sorting by completion will help you pass them faster than I don't know, whatever. You get the idea. Hardcore tip number 5, kill everything. Now I know what you're thinking. Didn't I already give you this tip? Yeah. I did. But also I didn't, okay? This is the second part to it. One big trap that I see a lot of hardcore players falling into is target farming specific monsters and events once they have completed most projects for a specific world, okay? And that makes sense, right? You're like, hey, I'm out of projects here. I'm just gonna go focus on farming the jugglers because I only have a project to kill X amount of jugglers. Cool, good idea. It's not going to be the best for you long term. Keep in mind that eventually even casual players are going to complete every project as long as they play enough, right? Projects are always available until they are complete. They don't refresh. They are not the limited resource that is going to separate the medium core players and the hardcore players from the casuals or whatever. That limited resource is actually the daily battle XP that refreshes every 24 hours. Once you are completely out of XP from battle for the entire day, then you can target farm projects. But before then, your goal should be to get as much XP as possible. And what drops daily battle XP? Everything. Every monster, no matter whether you have a project for them or not. So the faster you can get your game to show this out of battle XP, then the faster you're going to be progressing. And that means killing everything. Which leads me to my next couple of tips, and these are geared towards helping you farm that daily battle XP as fast as possible. Hardcore tip number 6, focus farm events. Throughout the day, there's going to be events that are going to pop up for a limited amount of time in various worlds, okay? And there are all sorts of different events. This event simply doubles the amount of XP that all of the monsters drop and you get from the NPCs and stuff like that. This event spawns dogs that you need to protect for a limited amount of time while they sniff. Yeah. There's also an event for saving cats from cages. This event spawns invasion portals that spew out enemies for you to defeat. The whole point here is that whatever the event is, you're going to want to farm it because events are one of the best ways for you to get XP as fast as possible. And they're also a really good source for chaos cores to upgrade your gear as well. Chaos cores and XP are pretty much like right along this line. Any source that gets you good XP is gonna get you good chaos cores as well. So it really comes down to just finding the best way for you to burn through your XP as possible. And if you want to burn through that daily XP quickly, you're going to want to check for events and farm them until they are over, and kill every monster that you see along your path while you are farming those events. When that event is over, you want to hop out of the world, move on to the next available event. If there isn't one in your available worlds, work on your quests, jobs, or projects until the next event actually starts, because we're trying to be as efficient with our time as possible. As always, killing everything along our way. I imagine that sometime there's probably going to be some sort of a fan site that will eventually be created to show you all of the running events and their schedule and which worlds they're in, and would therefore show you what level you need to be able to farm those events. But until something like that exists, I just recommend checking every 5 or 10 minutes or so while you're working on your projects if you aren't actively farming an event, because events, they're huge. Hardcore tip number 7, farm with other hunters. They don't even have to be your friends. Though I do think that farming with your friends is going to be really, really helpful and fun. I genuinely think that moco is going to be so fun to play with your friends. But here's the deal. Well, I should mention this. I don't have developer confirmation on this, so please forgive me if I'm wrong. But based off of my experience, more enemies spawn when more players are in the area. And when more players are bunched up and are in an area and they're killing the monsters that are spawning faster, then those enemies get killed really fast. And the more enemies that are getting killed, the more likely the game is to spawn big bosses who drop lots of XP and have an increased chance of dropping chaos cores to upgrade your gear. That's why I say that farming with other hunters is better for everyone. It really is. It's gonna help you progress much faster than if you break off from the group and like forge your own path and you're like, I'm a solo hunter. Solo hunters will progress slower than group hunters. We're humans. We hunt in groups. Evolution. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, I actually think that one of the best ways to progress in moco is probably to like pull up a streamer on Twitch or YouTube and farm alongside them with a massive mob of hunters just destroying everything in their path. On one of the betas, that's exactly what I did, and it was insane, the amount of huge monsters that spawn. And you just shred through these monsters because there's so many hunters all in the same location. It's so fun. And the good news is I don't even think you have to be watching a streamer to do that. I think that this is likely going to happen over time as players realize how much more efficient it is for them to farm events, because I think that players are just going to be hopping from event to event to event, and those big huge death balls of players are going to happen a little bit more naturally, even if you're not watching a streamer or anything like that. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that it was helpful for you. I've got to get back to farming. Hopefully you were farming while you were watching this video if you're serious about boosting your progression as much as possible. Make sure you subscribe right over here for future moco content. I'm obsessed with the game. I am loving it. I'm going to be creating a lot of moco content alongside Brawl Stars. And you can check out another video right here that I think you're going to really like. We'll see you guys in the next video.